about to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over, and if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for Aggies basketball.
All the way to the basket, laid up and in, counted and one.
KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Cowboys' new defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, was introduced at a press conference today saying he was happy to be back in Dallas. The San Antonio Spurs look to win their second straight as they're in Dallas to play the Mavericks, their final game before the All-Star break. Tip-off is set for 7:30. And the Aggies lost a heartbreaker last night to Vanderbilt, 74-73.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Thank y'all for however y'all may be choosing to listen, whether that is on 94.1, sasportstar.com, or via our YouTube stream at SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead and like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show. Like Carlos, let's go Pledge. Always look forward to Extra Innings. Appreciate you, my guy. I saw you earlier during the Blitz asking if I was going to be out at the Root Pub on Friday. Sorry, I'm not. Truth be told, this is my Friday. No more Extra Innings with Pledge for the rest of this week. I'm taking a vacation. I know, shocker. Doesn't happen a lot, but I'm going to end up going out to Ruidoso tomorrow, and I'm gonna teach myself to snowboard, so I'm pretty pumped about it. I was talking with Edwin back at the studio here earlier today. I was like, man, when's the last time I took like multiple days off? And we both had to spend some time thinking about it. We came to the conclusion that it was the NFL draft last year in Kansas City, which heartbreaking stuff, man. The Kansas City Chiefs championship parade ends in tragedy as multiple gunshots fired, multiple shooters, 2 under arrest, over 20 injured, 1 dead, 3 critical last check, but the numbers just keep seeming to going up. A lot of those children, not a great thing, but man, it's just an unfortunate circumstance in what was a heck of a party it looked like between Mahomes and his wife and Travis Kelce, and I think I saw a picture of Willie Gay laying in the street shirtless. Like it, it's a sad ending to what looked to be an extremely happy day. I've got multiple friends that are Chiefs fans, and a couple of them went up there for the parade. I have since checked in; they are okay, but it is a terrible, terrible situation that unfolded at the end of that Chiefs championship parade. But that the season concluded right where it started for me. I have fond memories of that area right there by Union Station. I remember as they're showing shots as I was relative to everything that was going on there, and it's a little bit surreal, but yeah, no show the rest of this week. This will be my final one. I appreciate all of y'all, and I'm sorry that I have to leave, but like I said, it's been almost a year since I last took a couple of days to go do something, and I'm gonna teach myself to snowboard. I'm gonna go spend a few days out in the snow, out in Ruidosa. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Fred Robert Casares Jr. says, "What? No show? Just kidding. You deserve your vacation." I appreciate that, guys. Gary Murphy, happy Friday pledge. How about Chiefs Kingdom champs again, baby? That's right. Champs again. And I can't tell you exactly how happy I am for Chiefs fan. I mean, it's a great, loyal fan base that, I, I mean, it's a fan base that's embraced me to a sense. And I love them for that. And I cannot wait for Texans Chiefs in Kansas City next year. Me and my buddy, best friend since grade school. He's a Chiefs fan. I'm a Texans fan. We're going to that game. It's been a bucket list thing for us to go see a game in Arrowhead together when our teams play. And we're going to make that happen next year now that the Texans are going to Arrowhead again. And I'm just stoked about the opportunity to go do stuff like that. It's going to be incredible. Josh Machado says, "Be safe on your trip." I appreciate that, man. I will, as safe as I can be while, doing something that can physically harm you, possibly, if you do things wrong. No double black diamonds for me. I think I'll try and stick to learning. I'm not gonna really just yeet myself off a mountain, or at least I'm gonna try not to. Frank Valdez says they going for the three-peat. You're right. Pat Mahomes virtually guaranteed it.
No, for real though, we appreciate everything y'all do. Showing up to Arrowhead every single week. We know we had to go on the road last year, but I promise you next year we'll be at home and we're going for that three-piece. So don't get it twisted. We're doing it. 3 times, first time in NFL history, we doing it. Love y'all.
Fred Real says he hopes I have an experienced snowboard instructor for me when I go to Ruidosa. I don't know. I may try and teach myself first. I'm kind of self-taught in everything I've done. I was 4 or 5 years old when I first learned to get up on double skis on the lake. I was 5 by the time I learned to drop a ski and slalom. I was 6 by the time I learned to get up on a slalom. I was trick skiing since I was 10. I was wakeboarding as soon as it kind of became a thing and taught myself to do that. I've done a ton on water. I'm hoping it translates. Carlos says Ruidosa is beautiful, that I'm going to love it out there. I hope so, man. I've been to Colorado. That's kind of really Colorado and Alaska are 2 of the only like snow places I've really been. I got to go to New York City in the winter once, but it surprisingly ended up a nice week while I was there in New York that one time. But Alaska, I got to see snow on the top of Mount Alyeska, and other than that, it was May, so it was the weird thing about that is it was like sunny all the time. Like the darkest it got was dusk, and that was a little bit to acclimate to, especially I was 15, I think, 14. That was weird. Blackbird 76 says try White Rainbow at Harvest Foundation. Have you blasting down the slopes. All right, I'm down. I'm up for if y'all have got suggestions for me, those of y'all that have been out to Ruidoso, I'm all for it. I'm going to embrace this vacation. And if y'all want to help me to do, I'm in. Carlos says, remember fries and pizza when you're skiing. Yeah, dude, South Park for sure. Fries, pizza. Problem is, I'm going to be snowboarding. I don't think it works the same. I rented snowboard and stuff like that. I got they call it a bib, basically your ski pants, and I got jacket, and probably not the best idea that I got like the white camo. I got it because it looks cool, but now that I think about it, like I'm gonna be in snow. What do I really want to be camouflaged in case something bad happens? Like, in retrospect, I think my color choice was awful. I got some friends that have black ones. I've got my roommate has like this neon blue one, her bib. So like I probably, in attempting to go for this looks cool, went for the worst possible scenario when it came to my ski equipment and attire. Joshua Jimenez on our YouTube live says, be safe out there. Enjoy the vacation. Texans fans deserve some time off after this huge season. You're absolutely right, man. Chiefs fans, Texans fans, NFL fans in general, Cowboy fans, it's been a year. And especially after Super Bowl, with everything that I had to go through back here while they were out there, like a lot of work has been done over this past year, pretty much nonstop. So this is coming at a really good time to kind of have a mental reset. And that's football fans in general. I think we should all kind of unplug for a hot second with nothing going on and just kind of get our wits about us, because this was one heck of a football year. And at least for the Dallas Cowboys, you can finally breathe a sigh of relief, know what's coming, and then kind of recalibrate after free agency and the draft and kind of start gearing back up. But Mike Zimmer is your defensive coordinator. He spoke today about being back in Dallas, what he expects with the players he's got, his system. Mike McCarthy was there too, talking about his new defensive coordinator. I want to know how y'all feel. Let me know in the comments section or give us a call, 210-656-3776, 656 ESPN if you want to be a part of the show, or just give me some ideas of what to do in Ruidoso when I'm not trying to snowboard. I'm open for ears, food choices, things to do, like whatever you got for me. If you've been there and you've got ideas, I'm all for it. Here, hit me in the comments section on YouTube at SA Sports Star. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're in there. Call in 656-3776. What do you think? Do you feel better after what you heard from Mike Zimmer today? I'll let you know what he said next right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
Wade Phillips joining us here in studio on the Blitz. Business decision versus a winning decision. Is Jerry more about business than winning?
No, he's all about winning. And not anything against other owners, but his bottom line is to win. You know, if there's a player out there that you convince him we need to win, he's going to pay the money to get it.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-temperature performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through March 4th, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge or Edge High Mileage Full Synthetic and an oil filter for $36.99, only at AutoZone.
Claim based on Sequence 3 H-test versus API SP test limits.
Get in zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us a brakes destination.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all. Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer, ensures quick and easy starts after storage. Stable's proprietary formula keeps fuel fresh for 2 years, outperforming competitors. Whether it's your car, truck, boat, lawnmower, leaf blower, weed trimmer, ATV, motorcycle, or anything else with an engine, when you store, start with Stable.
Rob Thompson here for SA Card House. It's where I go to get my poker on. They're over at 281 in Bitters, 13400 San Pedro Avenue if you are going to be using the map services. Easy to get to, open 7 days a week. Everything that I've been looking for. Look, I've played poker for years, and card houses have been a great experience, but let me tell you, you want to talk about next level, it's SA Card House, because they've got everything that I want. I'm not just a casual player. I like to play, but I like to play with folks I like. I like to be in an environment that I feel comfortable, enjoy the people around, the service and all that goes around that. I get all of that. And then you add in Foster's Grill, which takes SA Card House over the top. They have the opportunity, you have the opportunity to go play great cards in a great environment, a great place, and then add in a great meal made by worthy chefs. It is not pub grub, this is posh nosh. That's SA Card House. Games to be played, fun to be had. Go there today and thank me later.
After years of discomfort, it's like I'm alive again.
Sonia Hackett talks about how QC Kinetics changed her life.
QC Kinetics has given me my quality of life back.
Before QC Kinetics, Sonia suffered from horrible knee and back pain stemming from a car accident.
I was wearing knee braces just to try to maneuver around.
Sonia hated the idea of pain meds, and surgery seemed too risky, so she turned to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics, the leaders in advanced regenerative medicine.
That consultation just changed my life. I can do the treadmill, everything. I don't have anything holding me back. The quality of life is pain-free. QC Kinetics has made us very happy.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
I'm going to get emotional again. They are like family members to me. They care.
Call QC Kinetics now.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
When liberal Alan Schoolcraft served in the Texas House in the 80s and 90s, Schoolcraft voted for every Democrat House Speaker over and over again. Liberal Schoolcraft also donated thousands to Democrat Henry Cuellar, and liberal Schoolcraft authored legislation to double fees, but never cut taxes or protect life. In his last losing campaign in 1992, the San Antonio Express-News actually retracted their endorsement of Schoolcraft because he was caught lying about his opponents. Now, liberal Schoolcraft is lying about conservative John Kimple and running with a dangerous plan that defunds Guadalupe and Gonzales County schools and hikes your taxes by $2 billion. Let liberal liar Alan Schoolcraft keep enjoying his retirement from politics. Conservative John Kimple is endorsed by the NRA, Texas Alliance for Life, and every police group. Kimple cut property taxes a historic $18 billion and increased border funding by 630% to shut down Biden's open border. If it's conservative, John Kimple gets it done.
Political ad paid for by the John Kimple campaign.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com, on our YouTube channel, at SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like, subscribe. You can follow along, comment along with the show. Like Fred Robert Casares Jr. Let's hope that Zimmer will make the players accountable for their mistakes. They all need discipline. Like former coach Jimmy Johnson, he would get after players that made silly mistakes. And you're right. That is a big thing. And I think that's something that a lot of people told us. Mike Zimmer is a bit of a hardo. And Mike Zimmer himself knows he's hard.
I'm demanding. I try to get the best out of the players. But, to me, there's a difference. I had one player who was a terrific player, and you could not yell at him. You had to put your arm around him. You had to talk to him, whisper. He didn't like to be reprimanded in front of people. And so that's what I did with him, and he became a terrific player. Other players, I'd get after, and, probably know some of the names. One of them was here. But I'll say it to him, Pac-Man Jones, right? He gives me the biggest hugs now when I see him. But we've had our issues, going back and forth, and I think everybody's different. You try to hit the button, however it is to make them better.
And I think that's the most important thing. Yes, he's hard. Yes, he's going to get after players. But he understands that it's not a one-size-fits-all proposition when dealing with players, because no two people are alike. And I think that's important. It's important because we are all different, and the way we're motivated is different. Not just the way that we're motivated, but the way we react to certain things. I know it was different for me than other players when I was playing and being coached. And Michael Irvin said on the Blitz years ago, it was at the Super Bowl on Radio Row, and he talked about finding a player's hook, because when he was a player, he was trying to find basically what motivated that player, whether it was his daughter or a kid or his wife or fear of failure or just to be the best. Like everybody's individually motivated. I think that's important. I think that's important to be able to recognize and relate and get to the bottom of certain things. It's important to me because not every chord that think about yourself at work. Not every chord that they pull is going to be the one that gets you to really dive in or be your best. Some people are internally motivated. Some people are motivated by company success, personal success, or just wanting to be great. Mike Zimmer gets it. And it's very understandable to hear that. And I think it means he's going to relate a little bit more. And it's not about, really siding with the players. He understands that he's going to be the villain sometimes. And that's okay. But they will understand after everything is said and done, it was all for the greater good. And I'm hoping that's what comes of this. Stephon Diggs and him kind of had a falling out in Minnesota. You wonder what that means for how Trayvon's going to perceive Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator, as one of the big names on that team. But the other big name on that defense, that piece he's going to have to work with, is Micah Parsons. And he didn't really want to spill the beans on exactly what he thought of Micah Parsons or how he was going to use him, at least initially.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a terrific player. You watch him on tape, and he makes some unbelievably athletic plays. At this point and stage right now, I'm trying to figure out get the coaches in here, and then we can sit down. And I think one of the strengths that I've always had is to look at players and kind of have a vision for each player, and then try to figure out how we can use them in the best way. One of the things I would hate to do right now is to tell you how I'm thinking about playing him without talking to him and letting him think, okay, this is what we're thinking about doing with you, Micah. I don't think I should tell you guys first before I tell him. If that.
Miguel Martinez asks, in regards to Micah, is he going to be one of those players that he has to coddle because he's so emotional? I don't think so. And I say I don't think so for one reason, and that reason is the fact that Micah continually talks about wanting to be great, wanting to be the best, wanting to be legendary. Like, these are things that Micah's talked about openly leading into this season, which is why people like Jason Minix believe that this defense had a chance to be historically great. Big word still. Arnold P says he needs to get off his podcast. I agree with that, but teach their own. I mean, what he's going to understand, or what I think Micah's going to understand, is if he's coached hard by Mike Zimmer, it is with a purpose in place to be great. And if, like, Michael Jordan was coached hard, but the problem was Michael Jordan was, as hard as he was coached, or Tim Duncan even, they were that hard, if not harder, on the other players around them. And that's one thing that I don't think I've seen from Micah, is the getting into other players to rise themselves to that level, or at least attempt to. I understand that the greats have a different mentality, and it's hard for those with that mentality to understand people that don't have that mentality, like Tom Brady or JJ Watt. Like, their drive to be the best and to work that they put in to be the best. Michael Jordan. They don't make great coaches because they don't understand that other people just don't have that same drive that they do. But if Micah is what he says he is, and he wants to be legendary, and he's fueled by greatness, he'll take the coaching and run with it. Another great thing about it is everybody's wondering, 3-4, 4-3 scheme, what are you going to be trying to do? Dan Quinn's different from what you've been doing, man zone, like, everything is seemingly coming down on Mike Zimmer of, what are you going to do? Because what you've done in the past is very counter to what Dan Quinn does. And while he understands that his scheme's going to be a thing, he understands that that's a small piece of the puzzle. And at the end of the day, it's all on the players.
Well, I mean, we have, I don't know about percentage, but we've Mike and I have talked about things he'd like to see a little bit different. And, I've talked to him about things that we've done in the past. And so I think once we kind of iron things out, at the end of the day, honestly, David, it's about what can the players do? We can be the smartest guys in the world, but if the players can't do what we're asking them to do, then we're not very smart. So I've always felt like, ideas are great and all that, but okay, what can they do? What can they do, and how proficiently can they do it?
And that's important because it shows his adaptability. And I think the players are also going to have to show that, the ability to adapt to his coaching, to his style, to his scheme. But at the same time, it shows that Mike Zimmer is willing to adapt to where, okay, you may not be great in this instance, in this spot, wherever it may be. I'm going to try and use you here instead to best accentuate your skill set. And that's very, very important. McCarthy was also at this press conference, and he talked about Mike Zimmer and said, well, as it pertains to his adaptability, he's like a pitcher that's got multiple pitches.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you remember plays and games, but, I think if you would ask anybody during my time in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, the whole staff and so forth, Mike was always the toughest to play against, and I think anytime the division games are the hardest, clearly, but they're all tough against Mike, particularly, just the way he would lay out the defense, the change up calls and, a lot of things in football, everybody has a menu of things you look at, but, he has a great fastball, great curveball, and a sweet changeup. So that's the way I look at it.
That's good though. That's good though, because it means he can be multiple in what he does, and the ability to be multiple means that you can keep offenses off kilter. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. What say you? Did what Zimmer say today? I'm not going to say excite you, but much like myself, there was hesitation about the hire. Did it at least calm your nerves? Do you feel any better today than you did at the beginning of the week when you heard it was possibly going to be Mike Zimmer that was going to get this job? What say you? 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. I took a lot from that press conference, and I'm taking steps back away from the ledge. I'm not 100% comfortable or sold or anything like that, but I do feel better after hearing from Mike Zimmer today at the podium as he was introduced as the Cowboys' new defensive coordinator. Coming up next, the San Antonio Spurs close out their rodeo road trip. Well, they don't close it out, but the first leg of it as they get set with their final game before the All-Star break when they take on the Mavs up in Dallas. Wemby versus Luka tonight. And what should the Spurs possibly be looking at as they head into this All-Star break? Is there a way that they can get better? I had a conversation with Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs the other day. I'll bring it to you. 656 ESPN 656-3776. There's a handful of players that were released and have become eligible to be not claimed off waivers, but added to a roster. Would any of those names make you excited? I'll let you know what name makes me the most excited next, right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 941 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Hey, gather around on Thursday. The Morning Huddle goes silent count. We're talking Spurs. Can they stack 2 wins? And is Victor ready for the big show? It's the All-Star Weekend. We're getting you ready.
Mike Zimmer held his introductory press conference with the Dallas Cowboys on Wednesday, which means on Thursday morning, we'll have some thoughts. The Morning Huddle starts at 6.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at MrElectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221. Get ready. This week, Staples has deals so good, you're going to want to sit down. Are you sitting? I'll wait. Great. Right now, during Staples Sit-a-thon, you can save up to $180 on select chairs. That's up to $180 off desk chairs, up to $180 off computer chairs, and up to $180 off gaming chairs. So hurry into Staples now for the Staples Sit-a-thon and grab a seat or two. Ends 3/2. In-store only. See associate for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not. Powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back to Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate everybody out there tuning in, being a part of the show. 656 ESPN, 656-3776. If you want to comment or just drop it into the comment section, like the Biomex, who says, hola, what's going on, my brother? Was good. Got some on Twitch, it looks like. Awesome to see people dropping in. Fred Robert Casares Jr. says, I'm on the fence. The defense will suffer. I believe that they will finish either 8-9 or 7-10 and miss the playoffs. Speaking about Zimmer's addition to the team and what it could possibly mean moving forward. Look, I get it. I understand. There is a lot to take away because of how poorly this season ended and the last taste in your mouth that this season gave us. It's understandable. I totally get it. So it's one of the definite drawbacks to how the season ended, because despite the competition, they played well this season. Dak Prescott finished second in the MVP And it's about as good a season as you can actually probably hope for in terms of not getting the success you wanted out of the end of it. But, and I say but, there were some positives to take from it. You need to pull apart. You got exposed. The defense is now being addressed. And by being addressed, I mean you have a new defensive coordinator, and I imagine they're not going to have safeties playing linebackers, and that there will be an investment of some sort on the defensive interior in terms of run stopping. And that's the only thing you can really ask for, is that they do what they can to maximize the potential. TJ Fresh, welcome into the YouTube stream. Appreciate it. So the Spurs wrap up the first leg of their rodeo road trip. They got the win against the Raptors the other night, and it was impressive to see Wemby do what Wemby did. And you now start to wonder, all right, what's next? What's next for the San Antonio Spurs? Because we know there's not a lot to get excited for this year outside of, Wemby doing Wemby things. And it was a great win. Jeremy Sohan looked great recently. Devin Vassell. And you're seeing the things that can possibly fit around Wemby. But what else can you do? What else can you possibly do? Well, there were people that have been either bought out, released, or are likely to be bought out or released in the upcoming weeks. And NBA.com gave a list of 10 potential targets for teams that could be bought out or released by their teams within the coming weeks. Some of these already have happened. Davis Bertans in Charlotte, Seth Curry in Charlotte, Pistons Evan Fournier, Killian Hayes, Joe Harris, Danilo Gallinari, Corey Joseph, Furkan Korkmaz, Marcus Morris, who is still yet to report to the team, and Thad Young, who was actually just picked up recently. What would you like to see them do? I just did a Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia. You can catch it whether it's on YouTube or on Twitter. It's been retweeted at I Am Pledger or at Jeff G Spurs Zone. But I did one with him the other day, and he was asking what of those kind of top 10 names that are rumored to be released do you most covet? He said Evan Fournier. I get it. Veteran presence. It helps brings a little bit of punch to the scoring, and a countryman of Victor Wembanyama. So there's a chemistry there. Me personally, at this point, we can address with veterans and stuff later with the offseason. I want a lottery ticket that could possibly hit big. And of the names that could potentially be released in the coming days, the 7th overall pick, Killian Hayes, who also a countryman of Victor Wembanyama, just 22 years old, 7th overall pick in 2020. And he had a season where he averaged, I think it was like 10, 6, and 5. I would scratch that lottery ticket. You need help at the point guard position. He's 6'5". He's long. he may be able to give you that versatility at the 1 that you were hoping to have gotten when you tried the Jeremy Sohan point guard experience. But it didn't work. It failed. And you recognize your mistake and you swerved. Not as quickly as other people wanted you to, but you did. And I give you props for that, Pop. I understand sometimes, like, no matter how miserable something is, you got to kind of see it through before you make a final decision on. Sohan is playing great, and the role he's in now is kind of just the Mr. Everything guy. But there's still a hole at point guard. And while, yes, Trae Young is your starter, and he should be finally, there's not a lot of depth behind him at the point guard position. So I would love to see Killian Hayes as a potential addition for the rest of the season if he is bought out or released. It gives you that potential lottery ticket that maybe it works out and he realizes his potential here, and playing with Victor Wembanyama opens up his game, and you get that it factor. I don't need a point guard to score 40. It'd be nice, but Victor's my guy. I just need somebody to be able to play off him, and not even off him, because Trae Young's going to be the starter still. But having that guy with some depth, although I do know that they do love them, some Blake Wesley with his development. Fred Record says maybe Kyle Lowry. I get it. I understand. There's no wrong answers here. There are 0 wrong answers when it comes to this, because there's the inevitability of a lot of what Victor Wembanyama is, has been, will be. He has been extremely, well, everything we had hoped for and more, in a sense. And Brian Windhorst of ESPN says that Wemby is only scratching the surface.
He has not exceeded my expectations, because this is what I expected him to do.
Wow.
Because I thought he would be an impact player right away. He's averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game in 29 minutes. 29 minutes, because he's been on a minute restriction. And last night, by the way, he did all that in 29 minutes. Okay, here's the other thing. The thing that you're probably going to say is that has trouble shooting.
I wasn't going to say nothing like that.
Well, in the last 13 games, he's shooting 39% on threes. The three-point shot is getting better, and he does turn the ball over. Now, that is a legitimate problem. They got to do something about that. He's got to get better there. But he is only scratching the surface of what he can do.
That's very, very enticing. Trae Young, yeah, that's going to be an off-season move that they make a trade for. He's not getting released or cut. But I would move heaven and earth to get a Trae Young, as Fred Robert Casares Jr. says on our YouTube page. What say you? What would you like to see them do as the season goes on? 656 ESPN, 656-3776. I see you there, Drew. We'll get to you coming back on the other side right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's our quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Learn about a vaccine option and book this season's updated COVID-19 shot today at schedulecovidvax.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
Tax Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. This tax season, you get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data and a Samsung Galaxy A14 included when you buy an extended Silver Unlimited plan. So you can give your janky phone to your kid. Yeah!
Switch to Straight Talk for plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Device offer ends 4/14/24. Online only. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Progressive presents an ad from Mom.
Okay. Bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive and get protection round the clock. Round the clock? Does this generation even understand what round the clock means? But don't go, I'm just saying, because don't come to me when they ask for to do this over because the kids won't get it.
Get round-the-clock protection when you bundle and save with Progressive. It's easier than getting your mom to make this radio ad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, there's something that binds us all. The collective goal to transcend the ordinary. Introducing the new Callaway AI Smoke Driver. The new AI Design Club has multiple sweet spots across the face, making it an average of 7 yards longer than the prior model. Visit us in store for a free custom fitting at your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or shop us online at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1748. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1748. That's 800-575-1748. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thank y'all for riding with me this evening. I was wondering how a lot of y'all would like to see the Spurs get fixed, and 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. My man Drew called in. He's got an idea of how the Spurs should attempt to turn this thing around. Drew, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. You know what? This is what, WrestleMania season starting. You know what that's called? That's called the sports entertainment business, right? Sports and entertainment, more entertainment than sports. But everybody, UFC, NBA, NFL, MLB, they're the sports and entertainment business.
Yep.
And for too long in this goddamn county with this franchise, it's just been sports, if that. And I want to get into the sports and entertainment business. And I think that I'll call it out. We are a poverty ownership team, meaning that we don't have our ownership is pinching pennies all the time. They need to get that. They need to get that extra money. What they call it, the taxpayer money, because they need to make ends meet. I'm tired of that. I want to be on billionaire time. Get it done tomorrow time. Dan Gilbert bought a small market team in Cleveland, had LeBron James, we have Wemby, and he turned that team from a loser to a contender because he's on billionaire time the very next year in 2005. Mm-hmm. And when LeBron went away, they became losers again. He came back the very next year. They went to 4 straight finals. They got rid of a coach. We need to have higher expectations in here, and the Holtz ain't it. We have a guy who's part of the ownership group worth $70 billion. His name is Michael Dell. I want to be on Michael Dell billionaire time. I don't want to sit around and hear the ownership saying, sure, we're going to wait and follow this plan, this mythical plan that we think that OKC did. No. How do they do it with the Warriors? They had a lull in their little dynasty where they didn't even make the playoffs, but they're on billionaire time and they'd make moves. What's happening right now in Phoenix with Matt Ishiba? They went on billionaire time and they went out and made moves. Deadline. We're talking about picking up people who are on buyouts, if this, if that, if those and the others. No, we need to make moves. If you have this idea that you're going to replicate the elixir that was Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and David Robinson, and a 20-year dynasty of non-ending winning and going to the playoffs, that ain't happening. You're going to make teams, there'll be lulls, and you'll get back because we need to be on billionaire time, not on Peter Holt, San Antonio penny pinching blue collar time, billionaire time. Build me a stadium right now. Buy the property. Make it happen.
All right.
I'm just tired of waiting.
So just as devil's advocate here, because you want, let's say it sounds like you want Michael Dell to buy out Peter Holt and become the majority owner of the team and start flexing his money, right?
Yeah, make them richer than they ever thought they could become.
Would you not be concerned if the small market Holts who have a tie to the city of San Antonio sold that franchise and then the new ownership group, whoever that is that would be the majority, now decides that, hey, Vegas wants a team, or hey, Austin wants a team, and maybe it is a better thing for us to specifically market this team in a bigger, more populated.
I think that Michael Dell is a guy from Texas, of South Texas, Austin and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it would be suicide to destroy a fan base to move it to Austin. I can't speak about any other city, but I don't think he wants to go build a place. We live in Las Vegas. Otherwise, he'd be doing it right now. I don't think he wants to live in California. He'd be doing it right now. I don't think he wants to live in Seattle. He'd be doing it right now because he's a billionaire. He wants to live in Texas. So it means that the Spurs have to move into a place because the downtown situation is something that can't be done because of the politics here, and he has to buy some property between Austin and this giant metroplex. It's going to be a metroplex. Austin, San Antonio, it's a metroplex. And if he has to build it somewhere in the northeast of town, going between 35, then move it there. I'm not from San Antonio. I'm from Corpus. I've lived most of my life in Houston. I don't care where it's at. I don't really care. I want my team to be on billionaire time, and I'm tired of having a poverty team. I mean, Jerry Jones is the worst of billionaire time, right?
No.
He's old at billionaire time. I want young man Michael Dell.
Flex your money, billionaire
time. I want that.
I got you, my man. Drew, I appreciate it. I can't say that you're wrong. I can't say that you're wrong. I would love to see an owner flex their potential, and appreciate the phone call as always, Drew. You're right. I would like to see this team invest in itself more so than just constantly always through, because that's what the Cowboys have turned into. They invest through the draft and not free agency, and everything is internal and building from within, which is great. I think the best teams have a mix of both. You get your homegrown talent, and then you start to add pieces to the outside. That's what I'm hoping the Houston Texans will start to do this year with the cap space that they have available to them. Guys, this has been Extra Innings with Pleasure. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Remember, no show tomorrow, no show Friday, no show Monday because of President's Day weekend. I will see y'all on Tuesday. I love all of y'all. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy 2024, and have a fantastic weekend. I will catch y'all on the flip side when I get back. Peace and love, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio Well, check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight,